So what's going on with Brady and Bruce Ariens? Why did Bruce get put in the front office? Why did Tom Brady unretire? Why was Todd Bowles named the new coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Let's talk about it. Alright, so let's get this covered. So Tom Brady retires. We go by, Super Bowl happens. A little bit later, Tom Brady announces he is coming out of retirement like a day or two before free agency and the tampering period. So, guys re sign with Tampa, and then Bruce Arians announces, hey, I am no longer the head coach. I am going to be a consultant. I'm going to be working with the front office, and Todd Bowles is now the new head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, there's a few things everyone needs to commend Bruce Arians on, and I need to as well. I need to commend him on the diversity of his staff. He had the most minorities pretty much out of any head coach in the entire NFL between people of color and women. So he did a fantastic job with that, and he's to be commended for that. You know, to have Byron Leftwich, a black offensive coordinator, to have Todd Bowles, a black defensive coordinator. You know, it's your two coordinators and your special teams coordinator. Like, all three coordinators were minorities. All three. So, you know, applause. So, what happened? And obviously there's speculation. Did Tom Brady have something to do with it? Did he not have something to do with it? And here's what I think. Tom Brady definitely 100,000,000% had something to do with this. So he retires. He talks with I believe it's the Glazer family that owns the Buccaneers. He's like, look guys, I can't work with Bruce. I just can't. If I come back to Tampa, he can't be the head coach. And now this is probably after failed attempts to go to other teams. Rumors he wanted to go to San Francisco, finish his career, you know, with the team he watched growing up as a kid. He's from that area. You know, rumors he wanted to go with Miami with Sean Payton, and then he could face Belichick twice a year. But that fell through when Brian Flores sued the Miami Dolphins. So there's a lot of reports. Whether those are true or not, I don't know. But I do believe this report is that he said he'd come back, but no Bruce Arians as the head coach. Because I guess he would work with Byron Leftwich. They would have a game plan. And then Bruce came in on Friday and be like, no, 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 no. And it's like, really? All that hard work, and now you're just throwing it in the garbage. So the Glazer family said, okay, no Bruce. So then you have to figure out what you're going to do with Bruce. Are you just going to flat out fire him? Probably not. But what you can do is move him to another position where he's out of the way and Brady doesn't have to deal with him. And he can still help the team. So here's what you have accomplished. Brady comes back. Ariens gets to still be a part of the team, and he doesn't get fired. Now, if he doesn't accept that, then maybe you fire him. But it's good for his image. He doesn't get fired. He just transitioned to another job in the facility, essentially. So now let's move to Todd Bowles. Why was he named the head coach and not Byron Leftwich, even though every single head coach from the NFC playoffs was offensive. Why would you name a defensive coordinator as the head coach? First, he's a little like Belichick. Bruce Arians was kind of that loose, didn't care kind of what you did. As long as you showed up on Sunday and played, he didn't care. Brian Flores, Todd Bowles is not going to be like that. He's going to be Belichick. He's going to be strict. You got to do this, which is more Brady's speed. Because they won the Super Bowl and they're like, oh, we brought everyone back. We're going to be good. It's going to be easy. No. And then that's where I think Brady became unhappy. So Todd Bowles he'll run a tight ship. Now, Byron Leftwich could do the same. He might run a tight ship too. But if they promoted him to head coach, then he can't give all of his attention to Brady. Or, a large part of his attention to Brady. As the head coach, you got a lot of stuff that you got to do. Whether it be draft, free agency, stuff during the season. The head coach has a lot of duties. And yes, if you would like to laugh about me saying duties, please go ahead right now. Okay, moving on. So, if Byron Leftwich stays as the OC, Brady can keep doing what he's been doing and not have interference from Bruce Arians. So, right now, Brady's happy. Because it's a kind of Belichick situation where he's going to run the tight ship, but it's Belichick without the 6 Super Bowl rings. And the massive, massive, massive ego that Belichick has. So Brady's happy. No Ariens. Byron Leftwich can still dedicate his time to him. It's going to be a tight run ship. So right now, Brady's happy. The Glazer family's happy because Brady's back. Bruce Arians is happy. Less responsibilities. Let's face it. It's less responsibilities. Todd Bowles gets another shot at being a head coach. And let's talk about that a little bit. It's another minority head coach in the NFL. So it helps make the NFL look a little bit better during, what's been going on lately. Plus, I think he is the second minority head coach to get a second chance since, God, it might have been Tony Dungy or Jim Caldwell. It's been a long, long time. It might be Jim Caldwell. So it's been at least a decade. Maybe even 15 years since a minority head coach has gotten a second chance in the NFL as a head coach. So, image for the NFL in the Bucs? Check. A happy Tom Brady? Check. A happy Glazer family? Check. Happy Bruce Arians? Check. Pretty much everybody in this situation is happy. This could not have gone any better for the parties involved. And, think about what it is for Todd Bowles. When was he last a head coach? The New York Jets. Okay, that's the Jets. This is a loaded Buccaneers roster with the greatest quarterback of all time at the helm. Tell me he can't succeed in this role. So he gets to succeed, prove he can do it. And here's the thing. This took a ton of planning. So I guess the Glazer family also owns a soccer team in England. I believe it's a soccer team in England. Brady met them there. God. Sometime after his retirement, he met them there. Talked with them. And I'm sure that's when this plan started to go in place. And it was talk, get everything in place. And they probably had this set for at least the last week. Everyone knew exactly what was going on for probably the last week at least. And then they knew exactly what to say. They knew exactly what to do. Everything was planned perfectly. And the mastermind behind this entire thing is one Mr. Tom Brady. Or, as Skip Bayless would say, Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr. He is the mastermind that made this entire thing happen. He is. He controlled this entire thing. He did. Though I gotta say, that's 2 head coaches he's butted heads with. Just saying. Alright, so if you guys did enjoy this, please leave a like on the channel. Please hit the subscribe button. Turn notifications on. See you guys in the next video. Later.